close your eyes. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. And I forgot to talk about the hand mudra, but we'll just carry on. So just bringing your attention to your breath. Breathing into the count of 4, and then holding the inhale for the count of 2, and exhaling for 6. Keep bringing your attention back to the count of your breath. And then at the bottom of the next exhalation, lowering your head, opening your eyes, and then coming into butterfly Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Holding onto your shins, lift up nice and tall, squeeze the soles of the feet towards each other. Turn on your glutes, so little squeeze of the glutes, like you're pressing your hips slightly forward. And then draw yourself forward, so soft through the elbows, hinge forward, and then start to curl, bring your hands around your toes. If you can, you'll press your elbows into your thighs or your calves. And then inhale, coming up. Bring your knees together. Come off the block. You're going to come into, call it mermaid pose. So turn your knees to the left, and your top shin will rest in the instep of the bottom foot. And then you're going to turn over, so it's lift up, draw the navel in, turn the hands to the side, and you want to press the top knee down so you feel the hip pressing forward. Lift up and revolve, so you're gently squeezing that top glute, turning to look behind you. Just pause for a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, come back to centre. Keep your legs where they are. We're just going to reach the right hand behind you and the left hand to the shin or the thigh. Lift up, just a gentle squeeze, so you won't go as far here. You can draw the left hand towards you, and then exhale, come back to centre, turn the knees the other way. So it's the foot on top, you point the toes so you can rest the top of the foot down rather than like this. Difficult to see with ski socks on. Okay, so bring your hands over, press the top knee down, squeeze, roll the hip round, lift your chest, draw your navel in. side. So the left hand goes behind you, the right hand to your shin, and gently draw yourself round. And then exhale, release. Come onto hands and knees. And we're going to tuck the toes under, sit back through your heels. So if you can, pressing weight through. If not, you can come forward a little or rest hands on the block. Just trying to feel that stretch across the toes. And then coming forward, point your toes, draw the heels towards each other, sit back. Hands beside your thighs, press through, so you can do alternate legs or both together, but you want to sit down on your heels, feel that stretch across the front of the foot, the ankle. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes under again, but this time you're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. And then let your knees rock forward, so not all the way down, just feeling into that stretch of the toes. Back, so a little rocking to and fro. And then once more, sit back on your heels, toes pointing, lift your knees up. And then relax. Come forward. We're going to bring the right knee forward and come into, we're going to come into pigeon, but just a high pigeon, so we're not going to, so right knee behind right wrist, bring the foot across to the other side of the mat, and then shuffle the left leg back. Bring your hands to either side of the front knee, and then press down through your shin, draw up through your pelvic floor, so you feel this action. Really feel like you're squeezing your glutes. You're pressing the left foot down, the right shin, lift your chest. And then hands forward, tuck the left toes under. Step back to come into tabletop again. Other side. Trying to stay central, try not to roll off to the side. Press through the fingertips so you get light through the lift through the chest. And then press down through the shin, squeeze your glutes, pelvic floor, lift up. Press through this back foot. And then come back to tabletop. Come back onto your knees and then bring your feet out in front of you. And a stretch across the front of the knees and the quads. So roll to your left, bend the right leg, and you want to point the toes so the top of the shin, the top of the foot is on the mat, and then draw your calf muscle out to the side. And then you want to lift up, draw the flesh of the left buttock out. So you're trying to get yourself to sit more evenly. You might have to have the leg out a little bit. The more you can draw it parallel, the better. If your knees don't like this, you don't need to do this. But and then hands behind you, strong through the straight leg. So flex, press the back of the thigh down. And then you're going to scoop your tailbone. So scoop the tailbone under. You should feel a lengthening across the front of the bent leg. So keep squeezing. then sit up, roll to the side so you can release that leg. Other side. So rolling the flesh of the calf out. Pull the opposite buttock out. So you may still feel that you're sliding sideways. So trying to sit up and use your core muscles. So it's like your obliques, your side abdominals, to sit up. Straight and strong on the right leg, and then scoop your tailbone. And then roll to the side, release, come onto hands and knees, tuck your toes, lift up into down dog. Walk your dog. And then bring the right leg up. Bring the right foot between your hands. Drop the left knee down into low lunge. Flatten that back foot. Come up onto the front thigh. And like we were doing with in the pigeon pose, you want to press the top of that foot down, draw in through your core and lunge forward. So if you didn't press the foot, see if it feels any different, but you can really activate the hip flexor, the front of the hip there, if you press the shin and the foot down. And then exhale, tuck the back toes, bring your palms down, step back to down dog. Then inhale, left leg lifts, bring the left foot between your hands. Drop the right knee down behind the hip. Flatten the foot, come up onto that thigh, lunge forward, press down through the back foot. So softening around the tops of the shoulders, but engage your core. Okay. Palms down, tuck the toes under, step back to down dog, and then walk your hands back towards your feet. Ragdoll, tummy to thighs, bend your knees, hang your head. And then inhale, slowly coming up to stand and come to the front of the mat. I've got my head cut off. Let's take you back a bit. Okay. Half salutes. Standing in mountain. Inhale, palms to touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Reach through the middle fingers, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, inhale all the way up, and exhale hands to heart, standing mountain. So sun salute A, going to do 2. So drop your knees if you need to when coming through Chaturanga, and remembering that Chaturanga low press up is a pose. Don't just flop straight through it. You want to take that little pause, hug the elbows in, and then come into Cobra. Okay. Inhale, palms to touch, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, palms down, Chaturanga. Low press up. So we're rocking forward. Bend the elbows, pause, and then lower chest and hips down. Inhale to cobra. Use those feet, tops of the feet pressed down, feel the thighs engage. Exhale, tuck your toes, come up into down dog. Take 3 breaths. So see if it makes a difference if you micro bend in your knees. Can you get the tailbone to lift up towards the sky? And then inhaling, stepping forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, one more. In the front of the mat. And remembering that when we go up and down, we're forward folding and standing up, but feel as if your ankles and shins are hugging in towards each other. You'll feel the whole of the inner thighs light up. Okay, inhale, palms to touch, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, palms down, step back. Lower into the mat. Inhale to cobra. Hug those elbows in. Exhale to down dog. Take 3 breaths. Inhale to step forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to heart, standing mountain. We do 1 round of sun salute B with chair pose and warrior 1. So feet hip distance apart, inhale to chair pose. So arms come up, sit down, draw the knees back slightly, draw your navel in, gaze your drishti is between your thumbs, soft around the sides of the neck, tops of the shoulders, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. So hug the elbows in, lowering down. Inhale to cobra. So elbows drawing in towards the ribs. Draw them down to your hips. Exhale, tuck your toes. Coming up into down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and then bring the right foot between your hands. Coming into warrior 1. So drop the left heel down. Separate your feet so you're on train tracks. So now back foot, the toes are pointing slightly forward, bend through the right knee, keep the knee above the ankle. Roll the left hip internally. So hips level to the front of the mat. Draw your arms up, palms together, or James Bond, fingers. Turn your gaze up to the thumbs. Exhale, chaturanga, palms down, rock forward, lower to the mat. Inhale to cobra. So keep the hips down, elbows drawing down. Exhale, coming up into down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, bring the left foot between your hands. Coming into warrior 1 on the left side. So, driving through that back heel, sinking through the knee, draw the arms up. Reach up, look up. Exhale. Last one, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 breaths. So settling into your down dog, trying to lengthen the exhale to steady the breath. And then inhale to come forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale to chair pose. Sit down, draw the knees back, and then rising up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Well done. Standing mountain, close your eyes and just take a few breaths here. Steady the breath. Turn the heating down. That warmed you up. Inhale into mouth. Inhale, take the weight into your right foot. Lift your left knee up. Step back to high lunge as you exhale. Separate the feet. Bring your hands to your heart. So push through the back heel so you feel really squeezing the thigh. Lift the hip. You want the leg as straight as you can. Rock foot. If you feel that your knee is coming forward with your ankle to get the back heel up, you need to widen your stance or go back a little deeper. Hands to heart. Lean forward. Breathe nice and deeply. So feeling that length in the back of the thigh and the glute. Inhale, lift up. Then last one, inhale, come forward. This time, press into your palms so the elbows go wide. Draw your navel in. Revolve the left elbow over the right thigh without touching. Come back to center. Lift your chest up and step forward. Too strong. The thigh is warming up. Okay, other side. So you can inhale. Bring your weight into your left foot. Step back, lift the right knee up, step back to high lunge. Hands at your heart. So really far up that back thigh. You want to squeeze the kneecap. In through the front knee. And then lean forward. So use the breath, steady it. Breath here to fire up those thighs. Inhale, legs stay the same, lift your chest back up. Keep bending through that front knee. So we're staying here, but instead of this, we're here. And now again, you lean forward, draw the navel in, revolve over the front thigh. And then inhale, come back to center, lift your chest. Step forward. The legs are shake. Okay, come down into Sphinx. So lie on your front. Elbows under shoulders. So not back. We want to slide the hands forward. Tops of the feet press down. So you feel that connection again of the feet. So you feel the thighs engage, press your glutes down, lift your chest, draw your chest between your arms, get back body working, but lengthening the core. Why are you grimacing, Cam? You're right.
Sorry?
Why are you? It's hurting.
I'm just stretching it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you feel it's too tough like that, just back off a little, don't want to hurt. Okay. Come down, just rest your head on your arms, turn your feet out. And then we're going to bend the left leg. So rather than the normal quad stretch, you're going to take your knee a little bit wider than parallel. And you're going to reach back, so you can lie down or be up, whichever is better. So reach back, and then you want to, so your thumb is down, and then turn your hand so the thumb is up on the inside of the foot. Thumb up. So yes. And then you're going to draw the heel to the outside of your hip. If anyone's extra flexy, you can do both. This is Bakasana. It's a frog but a lying down version. You can even bring your elbow up and roll your hand onto the top of the foot. So it's stretching through the thigh, but slightly different to the angle. Soften, release that foot down. Then bend the right leg. Again, you want the knee slightly out. Flip the thumb up to the ceiling, come to the inside of the foot. And then draw the foot to the outside of your hip. And then exhale, soften, release. Rest your head on your arms, just rock your hips, turn the feet out. And then coming up onto your hands and knees, palms down, tuck your toes, come up into down dog. Then inhale, the right leg lifts up, three-legged dog, lower the left heel. You want to roll the thigh inwards, the right thigh, so leveling the hips. Either push through the heel or point the toe, but feel the thigh squeeze, tone all the way through that right leg. And then look forward, come into high plank with the foot raised, straight leg, and then lift back up into three-legged dog. Exhale, down dog. Other side, inhale. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Draw the right heel down to the mat. Internal rotation of the thigh. So you want to really feel you're pushing the foot away from you. So you can feel the thigh muscle engage. Squeeze the kneecap. And then you're going to roll into high plank. Keep the leg raised. So it'll be at hip height. And then lift back up. Three-legged dog. Down dog, drop your knees, come into child's pose. As you may have noticed, we're building length and strength in the thighs. Press your palms down, come to tabletop. Tuck your toes under and press the floor away with your palms so you lift up between your shoulder blades. Feel like you're puffing out between your shoulder blades. Draw your navel in. So keeping the spine neutral, just want to feel that power through the shoulders without sinking. You don't want to draw the shoulder blades together, we want the opposite. Sitting here for a moment. And then take the right leg straight back. So don't have the leg high because it pinches the lower back. You want to try and stamp on the floor behind you, so really activate through the foot, squeeze the kneecap, but keep the heel at hip height. And you want that internal rotation again, so roll the thigh under you so the foot and the knee are pointing down. And then curl knee to nose, come back to tabletop. Other side, take the left leg back. Internal rotation of the thighs so the hips are level. Press the floor away, feel the shoulder blades spread. And lift if your head is dangling down, you want to lift your head up, press through the back of your head, so your head is in line with your spine, your gaze is down. Curl knee to nose, And then exhale, release. Come to sit, bring your feet out in front of you. Navasana boat pose, so hands behind thighs and sit nice and tall. So try not to let the pelvis rock back. You want to sit up, rock onto your sitting bones, only bit of your buttocks. Sit up nice and tall and then lean back. You can hold onto your legs, lift the shins up. So keep holding onto the thighs if you need to. Spread your toes. Reach your arms. Your drishti is on your toes. Gaze. Breath coming in steady. So if you need to have a light touch to your thighs to help, then exhale. Cross at the ankles. Palms beside you. Little pulse up. Set up again. Boat pose. Lean back. Get long. You want to draw in through the core, pelvic floor. Lift your chest and keep that shoulders relaxed. If you can spread your toes, it activates the calf muscles. Breath steady. Cross the legs the other way. Little pulse up. Come to lie back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And then lift your knees up, flex at the ankles, so draw the toes back towards you, and then you want to, head and shoulders stay on the mat. You want to press your palms into your thighs, but try and keep the shins at right angles, so not up too high. And then you're going to draw your navel in, pelvic floor squeezes, and draw your legs towards your hands and resist them with your hands. So deep core muscles. Try not to overarch the lower back. And then hug your knees in. Little rock there. And then once more. Shins at right angles, knees over hips, palms into your thighs, press against thighs against hands. And then exhale, hug the knees in, little rock there. And then you're going to rock 3 times forward and back so you can get all the way up onto your shoulders. You can have hands behind knees to help and come to sit. Very hard on it here. Right, come to stand. Standing in mountain, inhale. Bring the weight into your left foot, lift your right knee up, step back to high lunge, and drop the heel, warrior 2. So on this central line, heel or instep in line with the front heel, and then sink through the left knee, but nice and wide. So when you sink the hips, the knee stays over the ankle. Turn to the side, so arms go wide. Head looking over the front hand. Inhale, Trikonasana, triangle, straighten the front leg. Right hip goes back, reach towards me. Squeeze the thighs and tip. Reach up through that top hand and lean back. Roll the left buttock under so you're pressing your hips to the side. Inhale, lift through the top hand. Arms go wide, warrior 2 again. And then we're going to come to side angle stretch, resting right hand to your sacrum, left forearm to the thigh. Roll the ribs up to the ceiling. Sweep the right hand all the way up and over. Palm faces down, turn the thumb up towards the ceiling. It's like you're screwing the arm bone in. Inhale, coming all the way back to warrior two. Then we're going to reverse the warrior, slide your right hand down your back legs, keep lunging, don't draw back up as you left palm goes all the way up and over, so sink your hips, bend through the left knee, reach out through the left ribs, look up. Exhale, warrior two, and then inhale, hands to hips, straighten the legs, turn your feet parallel, heel toe, feet together, come back to the front of the mat. Inhale, take the weight into your right leg, left knee up, step back for warrior two. Arms go wide, see if you can go deeper. So really feeling that external rotation of the thighs are rolling out. But glance down, make sure that front knee isn't rolling inwards. You want to be able to see the big toe on the inside of the front knee. One more breath. Then inhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Squeeze the kneecaps, reach towards me. Tip. Lean back, trying to roll those left ribs open. Right buttock under. Inhale, lift up through the top hand. Warrior two, exhale. And then we're coming to side ankle stretch. So keep lunging, rolling the left ribs open, sweep the top hand all the way up and over. But don't just let the hand just dangle there. You want to straight arm overhead, so you're looking up under your armpit. Inhale, come back to warrior two, hands to hips. Oh no, I didn't reverse, sorry. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior, left hand down the back leg, flip the palm, lift up. But keep lunging forward, come down into the right knee. Look up, the top hand. And then warrior two, hands to hips. Straighten the front leg, turn the feet parallel. And step back to the front of the mat. Okay, we're going to do a little balancing. So we've warmed up our thighs, our glutes. So tree pose. Tree pose is all about breath and your focus. So pick a focus point and that is moving in front of you. And bring your hands to your hips. Draw up, so all the way from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. You want to tone all the way up, lift through the pelvic floor, chest lift, shoulders relax. Take the weight into your right foot. Lift the left knee up, and then you choose either as you roll the thigh out, your sole of your foot will come to your calf, or you take the ankle and bring it all the way up. But use the breath, inhale to lift. Squeeze the leg against the foot and the foot against the leg. So stay there. If you feel stable, you can then lift your arms, but keep your gaze, lift the arms on an inhale. And then exhale, hands release the foot down. Take a breath. So we're going to do it twice on both sides, so you get the chance to have another go. It's about the breath. So standing in mountain, inhale. Take the weight into your left foot, right knee up, hands to hips. Bring the foot to where you feel stable. Feel that connection of foot and leg resisting each other. If you can, you'll bring your hands up. Keep your focus, steady the breath. And just squeeze that outer hip, and then exhale. Release. Okay, just for a moment, we're going to do a stretch. So we're going to step back into pyramid before we come back into tree. So feet hip distance apart, and then take the right foot back. Turn the toes 45-degree angle, hands to hips. Turn the hips to level the front of the mat and lift your kneecaps, squeeze your thigh muscles. Gauge your core, and then we're going to keep drawing the left hip back, hinge forward, gaze goes down, press down through the base of the big toe, pause here. If you want to come further, you can release your hands to the floor or hands to heart, but keep going long. You want to reach chin and chest forward and then curl inwards, but keep rolling the left hip back, right hip forward, feeling into the back and side of the leg, the front leg, and then coming back out. You want to come out the way you went in, so squeeze the thighs, reach your chest forward, come up, exhale, step forward, and then step left foot back, hips level to the front of the mat. Inhale, so the actual pose actually is in Anjali Mudra, so it's like prayer pose behind you. I can't do that, my dodgy shoulder, but or you can have you can hold on to elbows or fists together. So if you wanted to do that, it's an extra opening through the chest. So if you wanted to try with the hand mudra, so you're lifting your chest, squeeze your kneecaps, hinge forward. So make sure that hips stay level. If you want to go further down, it's using your core. So squeezing pelvic floor, navel to spine. Release the head down, use your breath. And then inhale, reach the chest forward, press into the fists, come up. Step forward, release your arms. And then we can do tree pose again. So we'll start, bring the weight into your left foot and lift your right leg up. But really think about, look up. So you want to look forward, not down, because that's going to bring your centre of gravity down. So, and when you're ready, just come into your tree, but inhale to lift the leg. Steady with the breath and really squeeze the outer hip. So don't let the hip press out to the side. You want to squeeze in. You've warmed up those thighs. Lift your arms if you're ready. And then when you're ready, exhaling to release. And all the wobbles and repositioning are good for ankles, lower legs. Other side. So steady your breath for a moment. Standing mountain, so tone all the way through the body. Inhale, take the weight into your right foot, lift your left knee up. Really feeling that connection of the foot and the leg into each other. And when you're ready, arms up, and then exhale, release. Well done. And coming down onto the mat, actually what we'll do first is we'll step back into down dog. And we're going to come forward into lizard. So lift your right leg, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So firstly, toes pointing forward, hug the knee into your upper arm. Feel that connection. And then drop the back knee. If you want to keep it strong, you keep the back knee up, but otherwise soften down. Turn the ball of the foot, the right foot off the mat. And then start to, you can use your block if you want to, but if you can come down to your forearms, fine, but you might want to have a halfway house. But let the knee, the thigh and knee fold out in the same direction as the toes. If you can, you'll roll onto the outside edge of the front foot. use your exhale, trying to soften into this. And then inhale, tuck the back toes under, palms down, step back for down dog. The legs a little wiggle. And then lift the left leg up behind you and bring the left leg to the outside of the left hand for lizard. Toes point directly forward first, hug the knee in, feel that inner thigh firing up. And then take the toes, the ball of the foot out, roll onto the outside edge of that foot and come lower if you can. You can drop the back knee, flatten the foot. You're trying to lunge, you're trying to lean forward a little so that you deepen that hip flexion. Palms down, step back to down dog. And then drop your knees. Come to sit back, bring your feet in front of you. You're going to lie back and do thread the needle. So bring the right ankle across the left thigh, flex at the ankle, so draw the toes back towards you, and then take hold of the back of the left thigh, the right hand goes between your legs and draw that thigh towards you. So resist with your elbow, so you can press that right thigh away from you with the arm. Heating needs to go back on. And then change sides. And then release your feet to the floor, come into butterfly. So lying down butterfly, so soles of the feet together. If you want to put your socks on at this point, if you're a bit chilly, still got a few minutes, 5 minutes before Shavasana, but a bit cold. And just gently tuck the tailbone a little so you're not overarching in the lower back. You can bring your hands to the top of your thighs, a little bit of extra weight. And then hands to the outside of your thighs, draw your thighs together, and then we want to get your towel roll and place it down your mat so that the block at the top. So when you lie back, you've got the towel roll just above your hips. So when you lie back, the towel roll is between your shoulder blades, and then rest your head on your block You can have legs straight or knock knees together, and just let the arms relax. Let the elbows drop, the arms relax out to the side. Just a little counter pose to lots of sitting down, head forward action. Then we're going to come into legs up the wall pose, so using your towel roll. So if you come off that, just roll to the side, and then lie back as if you're going to come into bridge. With the towel roll, lift your hips and bring it under your pelvis, so just below your sacrum, towards your tailbone. Arms relax to the side so that when you lift your legs up, your pelvis tilts back towards you, towards your chest, so your legs will just hang there. So you shouldn't feel you're trying to hold them up. Just a minute or so here. And then you can either stay there or come into Shavasana, corpse pose. So we've got 3 minutes left. So if you want to put warm things on,